everybody, and welcome to another Geeks Who Like Sports Mashup.
Mashup.
As always, I'm Ray Carcillo, joined by my best friend Lee Elias. Lee, we got a good one for the folks today with the Olympics wrapping up, and of course, breakdancing for the first time and possibly the last time, but at least not next time.
For now, it's not coming back now.
Yeah, breakdancing was part of the Olympics. We talked about the video games are getting their own special Olympic esports event next year under the Olympic brand, and so we wanted to know from the people, what else should be an Olympic sport? What else could I think? Lee, you want to kick it off or you want me to kick this one off?
Podcasting.
Yes.
The Olympics of podcasting, because that's the only chance we've got, Ray, to show the people what we've got. I actually have a real one, but podcasting would be a fun one. I think roller hockey, honestly, Ray, should be an Olympic sport. Either roller or street. I'm fine either or. I think roller is a little more exciting, although street has a little bit more of a like a side thing of like, okay, you're not on skates. But I think that in the Summer Olympics, it would be nice to have a hockey representation. And I think, a lot of people don't know this. We have a USA roller hockey team. We actually have a USA ball hockey team that compete in international events against other countries. So there is a precedent there. It's been going on for decades. So they would actually qualify for the Olympic Games. I also think pickleball needs to be in there at some point. Although they don't have the longevity yet to qualify. It's going to take another probably decade before that's possible.
Yeah.
And then I had one more, but I'll let you go first.
So bear with me here.
Bear
with me on this one.
I'm bearing with you.
Professional wrestling.
Like WWE?
Like WWE, professional wrestling.
Yeah,
hear me out.
I'll hear you out, but it's a no for me at the moment.
Okay.
But I'll hear you out. Convince me, right?
It's okay. There's a lot of events that are based on score, including breakdancing, right? You have judges, there's scores, there's all this other stuff. We know that wrestling, the outcome's predetermined, but it's how they get to that predetermined outcome that is the show, that is the spectacle, that is the art form of professional wrestling. So you'd have a singles match, you'd have tag team matches, you could even have three on three 6-man matches, right? But the thing is that they're technically all on the same team trying to put on the best show.
I was just going to say it has to be collaborative.
Right.
You cannot have a country versus a country.
No, you wouldn't do it. It'd be like Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns would be the American team, right?
That is how you'd have to do it. Yes.
Yes.
You have to cooperate.
Right, exactly. And that's the idea, right? So they would be, if
You're
that was the best match.
Getting points here.
Right. So if that was the best match, they would both be the gold medalists, much like the duos in ice skating or a team competition in gymnastics or whatnot, right? It'd be them working together to put on the best show possible. And you could do creative ways of scoring, use of weapons, use of blood, use of special
use of blood for the Olympics?
Yeah, it's professional wrestling, baby.
I don't know if that would fly.
It'd have to be a nighttime event, but
well, it depends on where it is in the world. Look, I think you're making a point. I don't know if it would work. First off, it would be the teams would be tough. Like, how do you pick an American team? First off, like, it's too many wrestlers. You could have enough countries represented. That's not a problem.
Absolutely. You'd have Japan, you'd have China, you'd have obviously a lot of Europe. South America, the Caribbean countries like Canada, Samoa, like you'd have all Australia, obviously plenty of global representation for professional wrestling.
Yeah, that would not be the problem. The blood would have to not be there. I look on a performance.
Okay, no blood unless it's accidental, because that does happen.
Yeah, that would be fine. But I think if it's based on a score, it's possible. I don't. Putting on the best match. The problem is that it might ruin the WWE.
How so?
Well, if it's that good in the Olympics, people are going to be like, well, I don't want to watch this anymore if it's not good. I mean, you just single out certain wrestlers. Although it's an interesting concept, Ray. Again, from a performance-based score. Yeah. I mean, we just saw that in breakdancing. You're not wrong.
Yep.
It's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem would be the drug testing.
To be fair, a lot of that.
I mean, I wish Macho Man was still alive to compete in that.
I mean, a lot of that has been weeded out of wrestling.
Wait, are the promos part of it?
Right now, no.
Oh, no, I'm not watching.
So, I mean,
gonna get.
But I mean, also, could you imagine though, like how easy that would be then to bring a gold medal, like the the gimmick that you could have in WWE or TNA or AEW
That
to
would
be
fun.
like,
yeah, you're slowly convincing me. I think they could do this without the Olympics, though. That's what I'm trying to say.
that's fair.
Right?
That's fair.
From a
You could have an
performance-based sport,
international wrestling,
the
professional
World
wrestling
Cup of the
sport.
wrestling.
Yeah.
Now the
Oh,
problem is, what are
somebody
the
get
actual
Triple H on the
wrestlers?
phone. Zavi, get Triple H on the phone. I have an idea.
What are the actual wrestlers going to say about this when no one's watching them and they're just watching the WWE? You have to have promo. If you have promos, I'm in.
Okay.
And they have to talk bad on other countries. The Canadians think they can just come in here and do whatever they want. Well, that's not what's
Actually, that's what it is. You have to talk bad about your opponent, country opponent.
I want you to listen to me now, Serbia. The problem with you is you don't have the real wrestlers. Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, or Zavi mentions regular wrestlers are probably used to not being watched. I mean, there's an idea of what if it's like indie circuit wrestlers only. Like you can't be a WWE superstar or TNA or AEW. You can't have all the eyes of the world on you on a consistent basis.
Yeah, it's an interesting,
much like only amateurs are allowed to compete in a lot of the sports.
Right. You have tipped the scale. I'm very interested in this now. I don't know if it needs to be an Olympics, though. I'd like to see it done, like a World Cup version of it.
World Cup of Wrestling.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I like the unification too of all of the different wrestling agencies.
Yeah.
And shows coming together. That could be fun.
In a weird way, it almost is like bringing back the old NWA, right? Everybody under that banner, all the smaller circuits, right?
Right. No, that makes a lot of sense. That's a good one, right? This is exactly why we do the mashup, because it makes you think. By the way, my other sport was floorball. Look it up. We're not going to talk about it. It's not for the stick, but the WWE, not WWE, the World Cup of Wrestling, basically, is what Ray is proposing.
Yes.
For Olympic professional wrestling.
Yes.
You could base it. I mean, I guess you could see. This is the other problem. Is like with gymnasts, they don't give scores for like attire. That's why I think you have to go outside the Olympics so you can have some other like grading opportunities.
That's fair. There's definitely and that's the thing. I think though you just kind of keep it to the match itself. But I think if you want to bring in,
this is why I like how they did breaking. Like the way they scored breaking was actually really easy and obvious. Is it's you versus somebody else. You get votes. You have the most votes. You win the round.
Well, maybe that's how you do. Maybe that's how you do it with professional wrestling too.
Yeah, well, you have a qualification round, and then the top 4 get into the medal round.
Yeah,
and then it's a oh no, it wouldn't be top 4, would it? It would be top 6, I think. How do you do it? The top 4? It'd be top 4.
Yeah,
and then the winners go for gold and silver, and then the bronze and
right.
Yeah, all right, interesting. But we want to know. What
you think? As always, comment below, share, let us know what your thoughts are on my idea of professional wrestling being added to the Olympics.
The World Cup of Wrestling. I like that. It's got a ring to it. The WCOW.
WCW.
WCW. Wait a minute. WCOW, just because the infringement.
WCOW?
Yeah.
What cow?
Just do Cup of Wrestling.
The Cup of Wrestling.
The Cup of Wrestling.
We're gonna wake up and get yourself a cup of wrestling.
Cup of Joe. Right. Cup of Wrestling.
A cup of wrestling.
Cup of Wrestling.
That's right. I don't wake up and get a cup of Joe. I wake up and get a cup of wrestling.
Yeah, we can make a new slang word that the kids can use.
We'll figure it out.
I'm gonna make my new wrestling personality the Rizzler.
The Rizzler.
The Rizzler.
Oh, God. Oh, skibbity toilet.
Okay, let's get off there before we do it.
All right, on that note, goodness gracious. For Lee, I'm Ray. That has been this week's Geeks Like Sports Mashup. Comment below, as always, folks. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Actually, real quick, we might not see you next week. Ooh, stay tuned. We may have a schedule change coming up, but definitely, as always, we will be back soon.